Hello, welcome back to a familiar sight, my Hololive desk mat. Today it's our bi-yearly collection update, Tom's bad spending habits, the updates. I know every time I say I'll do these every so often, like every 3 months, but I end up just putting it off and letting stuff pile up, and then I have to try and work out what's new. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Collection update, Pokémon Collection update. Ah, everyone's falling. So first we're doing just video games and consoles in general. Usually I would do mainline games, spin-off games and consoles as all separate categories, but I haven't bought enough new stuff to do separate categories, so it's all just one. I had a hard enough time trying to work out what's new and what's not. I recently got an N64 last year, so I picked up a couple of games for it. We've got Pokemon Snap. I do have this in Japanese, but it won't play on the English N64, the PAL N64, but yeah, Pokemon Snap. Did a full playthrough of this on stream with like the CRT TV as like the main capture. It was a pretty interesting experience. We've got Pokemon Stadium 1. I don't really have much use for this. I don't really play Gen 1 games to connect it to, but yeah, I got it because it was cheap, so I just got it. Pokemon Stadium 2. This was the big investment. This is what I've been using to show off my shinies in 3D for my Crystal Badge quest. Not a cheap game, but yeah, this was kind of the main reason I got an N64 was for Stadium 2. We've got PokéPark, aka Pokemon Ditto Animal Crossing Viva Pinata thing. I've already spoken a bit about what I think about this on like social media, but I really like PokéPark. It's quite different from what you would expect, but I quite liked it. I did find the amount of stuff you have to work with a little bit overwhelming, but that's not really a bad thing. It's just my like personal preference when it comes to games. But yeah, I really like the lore, I really like the story and the amount of Pokemon you can raise. No shinies, unfortunately, but just the amount of stuff you can do in this game is insane. I've got about 40 hours when I hit the credits, and there's still loads of stuff that I need to do. It's a shame, it's a key card, what can you do? But if you do have a Switch 2 and you or you're debating getting a Switch 2 and you feel like this would be a game that you'd be interested in, I think it's probably worth a console sale just for this game. This game is like absolutely amazing and probably the best Pokemon spin-off we've had in a long time. I'm just glad it didn't turn out to be a mobile game. The big boy, Pokemon Legends ZA, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I do also have the original Switch 1 version, but I've lent that to a friend. I did a full playthrough movie of this game. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in seeing my initial thoughts about it. After giving it some time, I did like ZA overall. I like the story, I like the overall gameplay loop. The DLC I wasn't really a big fan of. I never ended up finishing it. Maybe I'll go back to it one day. I think I just ended up binging ZA a bit too much in November and just got a bit burnt out. I think it's a good game. I think it's definitely got its flaws, but if I was to pick my favourite between ZA and Legends Arceus, it would be Arceus 100%. It's just got way more charm to it. I'm a bit more invested in the Hisui/Sinnoh region than I am with Kalos, and I just think that making it so restricted in just the one city just really hindered it in the long run. Still a good game, still really enjoyed it, but yeah, the more I think about it after the thought, the more the flaws kind of stand out with me personally. Recently, you'll have seen on the Switch, these games came out on the Nintendo Switch, but I recently picked up a copy of English Pokemon Leaf Green on the GBA. I have a Japanese Fire Red, so now I've got one English, one Japanese, which is what I like to do. I ended up getting Fire Red on Switch. I did a shiny hunt for, oh my god, why can't I remember, for Bulbasaur. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, why not? The description's going to be chock-a-block. And I do have some plans for this. I know I said that last time. I do have some plans for my Gen 1 remakes, but trust me, I do. It's just other stuff takes priority right now. The Crystal Quest is just the main priority. But I have tons of different videos in different generations that I want to do, so I'll get to them eventually. We've got a Japanese copy of Pokemon Platinum. Now, I already have an English copy of Pokemon Platinum, but my younger brother was downsizing his collection, and he was going to be getting rid of this, and he wanted a fair fair price for it. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll take it. It's always nice to have a copy of Platinum, an extra copy of Platinum, kind of the definitive Gen 4 game. And it's not a cheap game in English, but in Japanese it's very cheap. And seeing as I've got one in English, I didn't mind taking this in Japanese as well, just to have a spare copy. I mean, when I plan to go to Japan this November, I plan on buying a lot of loose cartridges, mainly of Gen 3 games, and probably also a couple of Game Boy SPs because they're a bit cheaper over there. A couple of consoles. I mean, I guess you don't know if you could really call this one a console, but we've got a Pocket Pikachu, which is just like a little V-Pet thing that they did, and I don't really know how to work it. Pikachu's in a ball right now. I don't know what he's doing, but it's basically just a pedometer game where you do steps. Pikachu like levels up, you gain friendship, and then some of the like benefits, you can get items and use your watts for like your Gen 2 games. But this is a Japanese version, so I won't be able to use it on any of my games because I don't have any of the Gen 2 games in Japanese. I only have Crystal in English actually. I don't have Silver or Gold. But yeah, this did come out in the West as well. And again, there was the Pocket Pikachu original, and then this is the Pocket Pikachu Color, which I think was just called the Pocket Pikachu 2 in the West. But yeah, it's just like a little V-Pet thing. It was dead cheap, and I just thought it was interesting, so I ended up getting it. Pretty nice. I quite like the see-through aesthetic. Oh, there you go. There's Pikachu. There he is. And then we have probably one of the most interesting additions to my collection recently. I did post about this on social media, but this is the PokéPark. It's a little bit hard to see. The PokéPark, Pokemon the Park 2005 Fat Nintendo DS. Now, this is not in the best condition, obviously. It's missing the stylus, and I think that one of the screens does have a little bit of damage. But this was a DS that was sold exclusively at the PokéPark, not the one that's open right now, obviously. It was open over the summer in 2005, I believe. And yeah, you could buy this DS. Boxed, these things are very expensive. They can go for like 400, 500 upwards into the, I think maybe the thousands, I could be wrong. I got this thing for about 50 quid, which is about $60, which is insanely cheap. But yeah, you can see the bottom screen has a little bit of damage, but that is absolutely nothing to say that this is in like decent condition and completely works. Both of the game slots work. This top bit is usually the bit that rubs off the most. As you can see, it's been rubbed off a fair amount, but nowhere near as bad as some of the other consoles I saw that were way higher in price. But this is just a really interesting piece of Pokemon history and Nintendo console history. And as a handheld console collector, if you haven't watched that video, it'll be in the description, my handheld console collection. This was just a no-brainer, just for how cheap it was. I'm not really bothered about having the box, and it's just, yeah, a really cool piece to have. It's the plushies. I actually don't have space to fit all of them on my desk. There's a couple that are a bit too big. So here we've got Pikachu, but this is for the PokéMart line of like a collection that they did on the Pokemon Center. I think last year now, which was just like Pokemon themed supermarket goods, and this Pikachu was like the mascot, like the shopkeeper. It was a pretty cool collab. They had quite a few different stuff. I'll show you a bit of the stuff I got as well later. But yeah, they had like Pokemon themed. It was mainly just like pouches, but they were themed after like real life grocery goods with like Pokemon inspired themes. And yeah, I just thought I'd get this little guy. It was a pain in the ass to get all the pieces that I wanted. I had to get them all from different sites, but I did eventually get them. So yeah, little Pikachu man. We've got Arceus, God himself. I got Arceus and Darkrai over here, mainly so I could have all of the mythicals from Gen 4 in plushie form. I also have Skyform Shaman. I think I showed them off last time. Speaking of Gen 4 mythicals, we also have Manaphy and Fione. Obviously, the Manaphy hunt I did earlier this year, and the Fione hunt I need to actually crack on with. Just one of my many other projects that are forever on the back burner. We've got a Trico. I love Gen 3 and Gen 3 starters. I think my older brother went to London and he got me this as a gift. We've got Totodile, who is the mascot for my Pokemon Crystal Badge Quest. I'm sure you've seen Totodile in many of the Crystal Badge Quest videos. He's a chill dude. We've got an Alolan Sandshrew, which if you saw my recent 2026 EUIC vlog, you'll have seen I picked him up from the Pokemon Center this year. I just love the like Kanto Alolan forms of everything. They're just brilliant. An Alolan Alolan Sandshrew is a great one. Little igloo man. We've got Pikachu, the fossil expert, I guess. This was a plushie for the Pokemon Fossil Museum collab that they did in Japan. I got something else from that I'll be showing in a bit. But yeah, it was just like I think it was in collaboration with like an actual fossil museum in Japan, and they had like some, you know, mock-up Pokemon fossils in like an exhibit that you could go around and see, and this Pikachu was the mascot for that. We've got a Dawn plush, one of the many Pokemon trainer plushies. Her shoes are absolutely wrecked, but this is one of the more expensive ones, and I managed to find her for a decent price, so I couldn't pass up on her. We've got a shiny Celebi that I got at the Birmingham Regionals this year. Celebi is a really cool mythical and a shiny that I would really like to go for. There's not many official shiny Pokemon plushies, but when they do decide to do them, they do end up looking really cool. We've got a big Lily. You may have seen in my previous collection update, I have a little keychain Lily, but I saw this Lily available at the Pokemon Center this year at EUIC. You probably have seen her in my EUIC vlog as well, but yeah, I decided to pick her up because she will be a mascot for a future series that's hopefully going to start this year. And then we've got a Pikachu. So this is the Pikachu from Poképark. You can see there the Pikachu that has she's lost her power of electricity. Yes, it is a girl, it's got the heart tail. She lost her power of electricity, and I won't spoil too much about the game in case you do plan on playing it, but yeah, Pikachu is a really cool character in the game. If you are interested in wondering like where did I get the Poképark plushies, they were available on the Japanese Pokemon Center, but they're gone now. But I do remember seeing that they are going to bring them to the Western Pokemon Centers in the summer, I believe. We've got Pikachu and the Natural History Museum. I got this plush when I went to London for EUIC, if you'll have seen in my EUIC video. But yeah, it's just Pikachu hugging the Natural History Museum. It's just, I don't know, it's just cool. But it was just like a really unique item for the collab. We've got a big Mudkip. You'd have seen him in the beginning of the video. We've got this massive Mudkip. Look at the size of this bloke. Oh my god, he's so blue it affects the color temperature of the video. But yeah, we've got Mudkip. I got him from Birmingham this year. I really wanted this like big Jirachi. I think Magic Madhouse had it, but when I went back on the last day, they'd sold out. And I saw this big Mudkip, and Mudkip is my favorite starter, probably of all time, not just in Gen 3. So I was like, right, I've got to get him. I've got to get him. And then I don't think this guy's even going to fit in the frame, but we'll try. It's Mosslax. Oh my god. He's so big, he doesn't fit in the frame. This gigantic Mosslax plush that was also from the Japanese Pokemon Center. Look at the size of his dumpy, man. God damn! But yeah, just big Mosslax plush. It is bigger than it seems on camera, but definitely not as big as you probably think. But yeah, again, I do believe that he is coming to the Pokemon Center Westerns in the summer. But yeah, he is gigantic. I did not expect him to be as big as he is, especially when compared to like Pikachu. But yeah, big Mosslax. Big Mosslax. Hang on, I could try and like, there you go. There's Mosslax. Now we've got like books, magazines and print media, etc. First off, we've got an issue of Densetsu, which is like a weekly gaming magazine in Japan, and this was brought out for the Pokemon Voltage Hatsune Miku live concert that they did. Sadly, I didn't get to go to it, but this came out as that was happening, so I thought, hey, why not, I'll get it. But yeah, it just showcases some of the Pokemon Voltage artwork, some of the different artists that have worked on songs and the music videos. It's a pretty cool, interesting concept. It's been going on for quite a few years now, this collab. I quite like the collab. I'm not the biggest Hatsune Miku Vocaloid fan, but I do quite enjoy quite a few songs from the collab. And look, there's some Winds and Waves news here. I think it's just screenshots from the trailer, but yeah, it's kind of cool to see it like printed in a magazine. We don't really get this kind of stuff over here in the UK anymore, like gaming magazines. I mean, they are kind of like a redundant piece of media, but they're still cool. And then this is another Voltage, Pokemon Miku Voltage Project Densetsu magazine. I believe this came out when the project was just starting, but yeah, the artwork for this collab is really cool. And yeah, I think this mainly just shows off artwork for the collab. There's another pull-out poster there, pictures of the different artwork. Really cool concept, and the artwork is just Absolutely brilliant. Really, really love some of these designs. Really, really cool. If you can get your hands on one of these, they're fairly cheap if you look on like proxy sites and Mercari and stuff. So if you can get your hands on one, I'd highly recommend it. Got some art books now. We've got the Legends ZA art book, which came with my Pokemon Center edition of Legends ZA. I did have a flick through this when I unboxed it in my playthrough video, but we'll just have a flick through right now. Again, if you can manage to get any of these art books, they're really cool to have. Got like concept art for the games and stuff in them. Really, really cool stuff. Got the Legends Arceus one. A lot of these I've just kind of acquired recently, again, or else it wouldn't be a recent pickups video. Like, obviously I didn't buy this when the game came out. But yeah, absolutely love Legends Arceus, so having this is just an absolute treat to flick through. Yeah, concept art. Some of this art was actually used in the museum in Legends ZA. Pokeballs. Got the X and Y art book. This probably came out with the Pokemon Center edition of X and Y. This was a fairly difficult one to get from what I remember. Not many listings for it on Japanese websites. Yeah, got lots of just like Pokemon artwork. Xerneas and Yveltal there. Lots of just really cool concept art. Oh yeah, and these ones like come with like a CD. I think it's like a selection of songs from the game. Got the Let's Go art book. Let's Go, a little bit of a contentious game, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And the art style for Let's Go is what my original B artwork was inspired by, actually. That's what I told Sketch to reference from for the art style. But yeah, say what you want about Let's Go and its gameplay, and it's just, you know, it's just another Kanto remake, but I really love the art style. And people complain about like graphics on the Switch. I think Let's Go look absolutely amazing on the Switch. I mean, yes, they do have some performance issues in like Viridian Forest and stuff, but it's not that bad really. I like Let's Go. Maybe I'll go back to it at some point and do some shiny hunting. The Pokemon Astronomical Observatory. This was a collab. Ooh, iridescent. Ooh. This was a collab Pokemon did with an actual observatory in Japan. I'll put some information on screen. But yeah, just a little book that they did for it. And I just like getting these types of books rather than like other types of merchandise like the badges and the plushies, even though I did get some of the plushies for the other ones. But I think that these books are just a little bit more interesting to have as like a piece from the event. Oh look, Gen 3! Just kind of cool how they like tie like Pokemon lore into some of the like real world astrology stuff. It's kind of a shame that I'm going to Japan when like none of these events are going on, but at least we can get these, you know, these books and stuff from these events. And here's what I was talking about earlier with that plush, the Pokemon Fossil Museum. This was a book that you could get from the Fossil Museum. I think I did show this off. I got in an unboxing for a Badge Quest video. But yeah, they've got like the Pokemon counterparts for the fossils and then the real world. And then they mocked up some of the fossils for the actual museum, if they're in here. Oh, there you go there. Big like kind of proper fossil setups. Really cool stuff. I know I keep saying that, but I don't know what else to say. And now we've got an issue of the weekly Shonen Jump. This is like a big, you know, weekly magazine that comes out in Japan with new chapters from popular manga like One Piece and stuff like that. And they did a Pokemon issue. There's not really that much to this. It's just got like some, it's got a cool cover and there's like some pull-out stuff. Where is the Pokemon stuff? I swear to God it came with more. Oh, there we go. There's the stickers. So it's like Pokemon with like the different characters that are featured in Weekly Shonen Jump. I only know this one. I think this is this Blue Box? I think it's Blue Box. And then One Piece. I think that's everything I know on here. I don't know anything else on here. But yeah. Just a cool little thing. Also, this is something I forget to show off every time, but it's just a little bit in an awkward place and it's hard to get down, and also the box is falling apart. But I have the Pokemon Adventures Ruby and Sapphire complete box manga. I've had this for ages and I've never shown it off, but yeah, I have that as well. I haven't read it though. I do plan on reading it. Apparently it's one of the better arcs in the Pokemon Adventure manga, but yeah, I have that. Got this little, I think it's Mega Bloks Squirtle, it's not Lego, that my older brother got me for Christmas. You probably will have seen me building this in the, I think it was the Wooper part of the Badge Quest. I could be wrong actually. Also recently got this Finian Mega Bloks little, what ball is this? Is it the fish, or the lure ball? The lure ball, that's what it is. But yeah, my mum got us all like different Pokemon Mega Bloks for Easter this year. We've got some of the figures I got with my Legends ZA, the English version. This is Mega Charizard Y, and then we've got the big boy Mega Charizard X. Pretty nice for just like a little kind of cheap pre-order bonus figure. Not too bad. And then we also got the ZA starters, still just one of the most bizarre starter lineups I've ever seen. I obviously ended up going with Totodile if you haven't seen my video. But yeah, they tend to do these for every single region, every single new game. I have the one for Scarlet and Violet as well. And then we have the Sandshrew and Alolan Sandshrew sand style little statues that they did for a collab in Japan. Was it a collab? It was basically an initiation for Sandshrew as the mascot for the Tottori Prefecture in Japan, which is the only place in Japan that has a desert. And they did some kind of real life sculptures of this with sand. Oh no, my Digimon's beeping, 1 sec. Oh my god. Come on! But yes, they built like real life giant sand sculptures of these, and then they sold these little statues. They're meant to be like you put like a Polaroid picture in them, but I just have them on display. These are really cool, a really weird, interesting piece of Pokemon merch. Now we have some of the miscellaneous stuff. Usually I would end on the miscellaneous, but I feel like it's a bit lackluster to end on just the random crap. So I thought I would go for something a bit more interesting last. But yeah, this is one of the things I was talking about earlier, the PokéPark thing line that they did in Japan. This was one of the things that they sold. It's like some Rotom dishwasher detergent, and it's like actually got some like instructions on the back. It's just a pouch. I just have some random like Switch accessories in there right now. But I use this for EUIC in Birmingham to put like a bunch of chargers in and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like a nice little pouch to have, and I think that the concept of like these real world items if from the Pokemon universe is a really cool concept, and stuff I would really love to see more of, kind of just how Pokemon exist in the Pokemon world just in everyday life. We've got a little Manaphy coin. This was for the Manaphy movie in Japan. I think if you went to see the movie in Japan, you got this coin. I'm not entirely sure. There's quite a lot of them that I see on Macari. Yeah, but just pretty cool little thing. I quite like Manaphy, so I was debating getting quite a few of them, but I was like, no, I'll just get the Manaphy one because this is probably my favorite one. We've got the Eevee. This is just like a little card holder thing that I got from the Natural History Museum when I went to London for EUIC. It's just a little card holder with an Eevee design on it. Probably going to take it to Japan with me so I can put my Suica card in there and just tap on, tap off the trains. We've got, this was a pre-order item I got for Pokepedia. It's like one of those phone rings you put on your phone. I don't really use these. I don't even use a case on my phone. But yeah, I just kept it because it's just a nice little thing, little ditto man. We've got the Pokemon. So I have quite a lot of pins, but I'm going to show you this one just because it's a bit interesting. We have the Pokemon Worlds 2025 exclusive Pikachu pin for Worlds Anaheim. Obviously, me and Adam, me and brother, didn't go to Worlds last year, but his friend did. And I said to Adam, like, there's a few items that I would like. If you could ask your friend if you could get them and I'll pay him back. And he managed to get me a few things, and one of them was this pin, which is really cool. And then I also have a pennant as well, the Anaheim pennant. I'll put some pictures of that. And then he also got me the Toad School pin as well, which I'll be showing you a bit later. We've got some pictures from the different events me and Adam have been to this year. We've got the Birmingham one. I don't know why we're stood so far away on this one. There's me and Totodile and my neck deep shirt, and there's Adam and his PewDiePie shirt. Yeah, we stood really far away on that one. Come on, camera. And then we've got the EUIC 2026 picture with me, Adam, and Robert, my mate Robert, if you've seen that video yet. Why is the camera not focusing? Focus. But yeah, there we are. We all look so happy. Rob looks like shell-shocked. Yeah, EUIC was great this year. Really excited for next year. I just really hope it's not in London. If it's in London again, you know, whatever, but put it somewhere else other than London, please. My EUIC spectator badge for this year as well. You couldn't put personalised names on it this year. You had to put your actual name, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, there's my multi-day spectator pass. And you would have seen all of this if you've seen the EUIC video, but here's all the pins I got. We got Mega Charizard X and Y. And then we've got the Kanto starters. And we've got just the generic Europe 2026 badge. And then we've got the Birmingham wrist strap, the Birmingham regional wrist strap, which I will say does look a lot nicer than the one last year. It does actually have some Pokemon branding on it, the regional championships. The one last year was just like Birmingham regional, and it was just in like an orange wristband. They definitely stepped up the merch stuff at Birmingham this year. Definitely stepped it up quite a bit. There's not really that much new, but again, if you would like to see like a full Pokemon TCG collection video from me, please let me know, because I do have some fairly interesting stuff, not just cards, but also accessories. I do have quite a few playmats, but most of them you will have seen in my EUIC video because they're just EUIC playmats. But I did recently pick up some pretty cool ones. These were from a Chinese collection box. It's a Lillian Solgaleo, and then there's also a Lily and Lunala one. But yeah, these are just really cool, and obviously I really like Lily as a character. Yeah, just wanted to get them. They were dead cheap as well, so I wasn't going to pass it up. But I do have too many playmats, and I don't like rotate them. I just pick one and just use that. But yeah, I think I prefer the Lunala one, but they're both just really cool. And then we've got a oh no, we've got a Save Kotori. I've got a Clara like card storage box that I picked up at EUIC as well. It didn't have anything in it, it's just an empty box. I think it was part of like some kind of collector's box in Japan, but it was like a tenner, and I was like, hey, it's cool artwork. Won't you really use it for any sort of card storage, but it's just a cool thing to have. And I don't really have anything notable new where it comes to cards, but I just thought I'd take you through one of my binders, because why not? This is my Mari binder, one of my favourite VTubers. And she also likes Pokemon and she plays the TCG. But this is my full art trainer binder. We'll just have a flick through here. I quite like my full art trainers, if it wasn't obvious. Recently picked up this Lily in Korean for an absolute steal. Like, you will not believe how much I paid for that thing. We've got my Pokemon EUIC 2025 Ogapon bag. So I have shown this thing off before, but there's been a couple of additions to it. And this is the bag that I take to all the Pokemon events, and it just gets like more and more decked out every year. So I thought I'd just show off like some of the like interesting additions I added to it. A Pokemon, this is the Miku Voltage collab again. This is like a little carabiner thing they did for the Harmony Stage live event that they did. It's just got like a little wristband on there with a bunch of characters, bunch of different Miku designs. And then we've got the carabiner itself. We've got a little, what is it, Vanillite? I can't remember, I can never remember the names. Vanillite, little ice cream tub thing. I got this from Birmingham this year. This is also part of the Pokemon, like, Pika Mart. Oh, there it is. I've been looking for this. This is also part of the Pika Mart line of stuff that they did. It's like a nice little ice cream tub thing. We've got some pin badges, or some can badges, I guess. This is a can badge for the Pokemon Fossil Museum. I did used to have another one that was down here, but it fell off at some point at Birmingham and I couldn't find it again. And then we've got the Pokemon Observatory can badge as well. We've got my EUIC 2026 Kanto starter playmat there for whenever I played Digimon, or when we played Digimon at EUIC. We've got the Eevee keychain from the Natural History Museum. I've got a shiny charm that I made out of pearly beads, made that myself. And then we've got a keyring from the Worlds at Anaheim last year that my brother's friend also got me. Around here we've got the Birmingham water bottle that I showed off in my Birmingham vlog. And then we've got the Toadstool Worlds pin that I mentioned earlier. And we've got the Birmingham Regional Championship 2026 pin badge. Yeah, again, I know I've shown this off before. I just kind of add more and more stuff to this to every event me and Adam go to, and I just think it's just a cool little customized thing. I think it's cool, okay? So as always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm sorry that these collection videos always take so long to make, but at least it gives me a chance to accrue enough useless garbage to make a video out of it. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what's something you picked up recently from Pokemon that you think is quite unique or interesting. If you'd like to support the channel directly, consider becoming a channel member. Shout out to the channel members on screen right now. It's always greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. It's only $1.99 a month and you'll get all kinds of different channel member benefits. But yeah, thank you very much for watching as always. Thank you very much to Mosslax for being a big boy. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Thumbs up. Bye bye.